But one thing. Speaking of sort of like on that sort of wavelength, one thing that I noticed that a lot of people do, and I sort of got this on Free Shots, and they mentioned that is that, like sometimes it's like a popular opinion to say something, like when you're talking about like the greatest rappers or the greatest of anything, and it's like for example, obviously we know that there's different generations, right?
Yeah.
So for example, in our generation, our rappers are Drake, J. Cole, Kendrick. But Biggie and Tupac were way before we were born.
Yeah.
But then you have people, or for example, the generation before us will say, I don't know, even though 50 Cent was around about our time, and Kanye, but like 50 Cent, they'll say 50 Cent, who else?
Kanye,
DMX, all them sort of rappers, Jadakiss, Fabulous, Jarvel, all these man, Busta Rhymes, and then obviously generation, they'll say Biggie and Tupac, Nas. But it's like when it comes to the name of the top rappers of all time,
you think
and then
the popular
on Twitter, when for example, I'll say, I'm going to that similar as well. But for example, I will say, like, because when Mos Def said that Drake wasn't hip hop, Drake isn't hip hop, I'll say Drake to me is the greatest rapper of all time,
Do you genuinely think that?
I genuinely think out of when we lay all the cards out on the table,
he's top 3, 100%.
Yeah, but there's man that won't even put him in top 10, and then there's man that
you can't listen to them.
But the thing is, there's certain man from, and the thing is for me is that, to me, I used to say Jay-Z, because I used to just think like everything Drake's done, Jay-Z had already done.
I hate Jay-Z fans, bro. I hate Jay-Z.
But at the same time, it's like I had to just sit back and just be like, nah, this Drake, bro, like he's just the greatest. Like when you just put everything in totality, because that's what everyone does when it comes to saying Jay-Z's the greatest. And to me personally, I can make an argument that I find Wayne better than Jay-Z personally.
Yeah, I was gonna say
because Lil Wayne was obviously, I did always hear Lil Wayne and Jay-Z, but for me it's like
and Lil Wayne's still doing it.
Yeah, and Lil Wayne like he's not like he's fallen off.
Yeah, or
Lil Wayne
raps,
Lil Wayne raps better than a lot of all these guys. But I feel like a lot of people say, like for example, when people talk about the Mos Def and Drake situation, and people were like, Mos Def is a better rapper than Drake, and I'm like, you've never even heard Mos Def in your life.
Mos Def is very cold.
Like, I don't get it twisted. I'm not gonna sit there and say there's no one listens to Mos Def out here.
Mos Def is definitely.
But cold. It's like we need to just stop lying to ourselves, because it goes back to a Drake bar where he says something to do with like behind closed doors. A lot of Six God worshipping, because it's like, bro, people will come online and say, Drake's this.
This is why you can't compare music.
But then they're all listening.
You can't compare different musical eras. Why? Because the environment was different. Back then, a lot of the social cultural stuff was us fighting for equality and that. So a lot of the music was more
based on what was happening in society. Yeah.
Now we're a lot more free, and we live in the internet blog era, like Ben always says. So a lot of the music is just going to be very materialistic, which is what it is, and that's why we eat it up. Mos Def was therefore hating.
No.
He could have said Drake has a pop side.
But have you heard the full clip though? Because I feel like a lot of people that are speaking online.
I heard the full clip.
So the full clip, me paraphrasing, and if you want, go and listen to it yourself. Because when I heard it, it made a lot more sense than, because people obviously just taking the small snippet whereby he says he laughs, and then he's like, Drake's pop, man. Like, that's the shit that you hear more. And then it basically and the reporter laughs. And then he says Drake's pop, and then it stops. Or the reporter says Drake's pop, and it stops there. But he goes deeper. Him saying Drake isn't hip hop, it was like a deeper meaning, and you basically talked about it sort of, whereby back then, because Mos Def, he was like one of the first like conscious rappers, and in their time, a lot of shit was going on.
Yeah, you had to speak about what was going on.
You had to speak what's going on.
That was hip hop.
So he went on, as he in that interview, to paraphrase, he was going on talking about. He basically, it was weird, but if you get it, you get it. He basically talked about what was going on in the Middle East with in Gaza, all the bombings, and he was like, "There's a genocide happening in front of our eyes." Something like, he basically said a metaphor to do with the mall, about how there's some that are and this is me paraphrasing, sort of honestly. He said a metaphor to do with how the mall is like how you have the top artists that are happy to be in the mall and be oblivious to what's going on around them, and that will make the hits that's gonna be in the mall. And he was like, you can do all that stuff and act like nothing's going on, but at the same time, if you want to be in that mall, just know that there's gonna be a time where it comes to an end, basically. So in my head, what he was saying is, obviously his hip hop, the hip hop that he comes from, the era he comes from, you would speak about what was going on around you.
And the risk came with that,
and the risk came with that. And I think him saying that Drake isn't hip hop is that because Drake doesn't really speak about, and especially Drake whose mother, someone's Jewish in his family.
His mum.
And he hasn't said a word about what's going on in the Middle East. To Mos Def, he's like, to me, he's basically saying that from this is what I got from it. He's basically saying that Drake's not hip hop, not because he makes music that plays in the mall. It's because he doesn't really talk about real life situations that happen that affect us on the day to day.
Do you know Mos Def's story?
Nah, I don't know. Like, all I hear is that he's a pioneer.
Yeah, so let me wrap it up quickly so you get it. So why Mos Def is saying that is because back in the day, there wasn't a lot of black outlets for black voices to speak.
Yeah.
So the most way for them to speak was through music, as we just said.
Yeah, exactly.
Which then made it climatized for a lot of conscious rappers to come up. So hip hop was created by them because that was the first time of them speaking. That's
what was it? He was in a group. He started it for the group.
He was in how can I forget the name, bro? It was.
I think it became started with a B.
Black Star.
Black something.
Was it Black Thought or Black Star? The Black Star.
Black Star, yes, Black Star.
Right?
Yeah, with him and Talib.
Him and Talib Kweli.
Kweli.
So his actual debut album,
1999,
was brazy. Like even Oimbos, everyone listened to it, but he was talking about real stuff.
Yeah.
If you listen to the intro, he's saying like, "Yo, hip hop is us." When people say what the future of hip hop is, it's the future of us. So he's talking from the fact of they create hip hop for a way for black voices to be heard.
Yeah.
But his issue was when he became famous, he kind of like an outcast under 3000 thing where he didn't like the fame. He spoke because he wanted it was a voice for the people that
change.
So but it was too late. He signed to a label, so he started making trash music on purpose so that the label would release him. And then that's basically what he did in it. So he was dropping albums that were just like subpar, but he knew it was subpar. People thought he fell off. He actually moved away. I think he moved to South Africa.
Yeah, I know that.
That's how far away he wanted to move away from fame.
Apparently, he doesn't even have Wi-Fi and stuff. He just lives.
No, bro. He lives in isolation.
Yeah.
Like, obviously not isolation because there will be stuff
away from the internet. He's not on the internet.
He's not on the internet, innit? So that's why, like, he to many man. You know when people say stand on business, like he was literally standing. Because he said, bro, I don't do this for the fame. Like, at the end of the day, I'm still me. I'm still Mos Def. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I get where he's coming from. But what I tell people now, but we live in the internet blog era, and like I said before, the kink stuff. Some people, you can't blame Drake if you're the same people, consumerism, that are buying into the stuff he's doing. And what Drake is basically saying is, bro, we said about last time we had the conversation about it wasn't you, but I don't know if you have time. I have a conversation later about Sancho, where one of my boys was telling me who just got released from academy football. He used to play for Tottenham, but he's trying to get back in. He was like, cool. He was telling me about the Sancho thing. He was like, bro, with Sancho, there's certain things he's done, certain women he's done stuff with. For it. To him, you can't tell him nothing. He's lived a life, bro. And it's like, cool. We always think that some people want to play for legacy. Some just want to play for money.
Yeah, facts.
Bro,
I've been saying this.
There's nothing
Floyd Mayweather said it.
Bro, Drake is there for and there's nothing wrong with that. He's
probably a billionaire. I think he's a billionaire. Yeah,
more or less. Easy.
I reckon he's a billionaire.
So for us, like, we can't get onto Drake when he's doing this. And bro, let's not lie. Drake has dropped some conscious music. It's not like he's never dropped nothing conscious, bro. Like he said, what song did he say he dropped when he was talking about
6 p.m. in New York?
Yeah, 6 p.m. in New York. Like he's
about how everyone comes online to talk about what's going on currently in the situation. And then 2 weeks later they don't care about the person.
And again, it's not Drake's burden to drop it all. There are conscious rappers for you to go listen to. So if you're not doing that, then look at yourself in the mirror. You know what I'm saying?
But at the same time, more context to add It's good that you mentioned that about Mos Def. More context to add.
Yeah.
Mos Def is friends with Common.
Yeah.
And anyone that knows
Common's a bar. Common don't like Drake.
Common don't like Drake because of Serena Williams, and Drake obviously dropped my favourite verse that he's ever rapped.
Was that on
Stay Scheming? That was at Common.
Stay Scheming.
Where he starts with.
But when he spoke about Serena Williams on the one of 21 Savage, innit?
Yeah, but that was when she was with. She got us with her husband now.
Yeah.
But the Stay Scheming one was about Common, and then and these time Common was like one of the best rappers. This is what I'm saying, that you can't tell me that this guy's not the greatest. I hate having to say it, but it's like when you put all the cards on the table, because remember his rap battle. Obviously, we know Pusha T, but Pusha T is different, innit? But when it comes about albums, classics, tunes, pop tunes, rap tunes, a man he come up as like a student of the game, like a hip hop. Yeah. Like even when he was rapping, like I think a lot of people online that say that that try and make it seem like he can't rap. It's because when they think of Drake, they think of Hotline Bling and God's Plan, and to me it's like, it's just you're just not educated on.
So yeah, some people actually don't listen to music enough, and I've deeped it. Like some people, like he said, they want to say the popular takes.
Yeah, they're just so quick
and just to end it, like bro, there was something about who would you rather keep? Was it Chris Brown, Michael Jackson, or Prince? Yeah, people were saying Prince. You guys,
I remember seeing.
But you guys don't listen to Prince.
I remember seeing Prince. Someone saying if you don't say Prince, you don't know music.
It was that DJ Semtex guy. He's on every. I think it was.
Oh no, it wasn't Semtex. I saw say it. It was just someone else. But when I saw that, I was like, in my head, because my boy sent it to me, I was like, bro, like, Prince, apart from Purple Rain, name 5 Prince tunes.
Even if you say Purple Rain, tell them to sing Purple Rain. Tell them to sing it. They won't know.
Everyone can sing Purple Rain though.
Can you sing Purple Rain?
It's just saying Purple Rain. That's it. And everyone knows the moment when he sang it and it was raining.
It was raining, yeah.
Yeah, like, but it's another thing as well. Yeah, I think we throw out the term legend too loosely. I think a lot of these artists or rappers, they're not legends. Just because someone dies early, obviously, Biggie and
Prince is a legend though.
No. I'm not saying Prince is a legend because he's
I know what you mean.
Influenced the
game. Pop Smoke is not a legend.
I feel like
no, he was iconic.
Yeah, he was iconic.
He's not a legend.
But I think it's hard for me to call someone a legend because I feel like that word has great meaning.
Great meaning.
And like you can be influential.
Yeah.
And I think there's a difference between being a pioneer or something. Like you can be a pioneer and you can be not a legend. Like to me, Mos Def is a pioneer of hip hop, but he's not a legend.
Ooh, he's not a legend. He has to be.
He's not a legend.
He has to be. Bro. He's a legend.
He's not a legend. Why is he a legend?
Because he birthed the Kendricks.
So he's a pioneer.
He birthed but he literally birthed a whole new wave of hip hop.
So he can be a pioneer.
So he has to be an icon for that though.
No, you can be. That's a pioneer. Pioneer is someone that started something and then
but legend means your influence is still touching. His influence is still touching the game though. He has to be a legend. He's a legend, honestly.
To me, you can be influential, but being a legend.
He's a legend of hip hop.
I feel like he's a pioneer, but he's not a legend.
Even if you talk about Drake can't tell you he's a legend.
I'm saying this.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe he would.
Yeah.
But I'm saying this from my perspective, where
100%.
It's like to me, to be a legend, you have to do like. Don't get it twisted. Like Mos Def is waiting for Kanye. I know that. Yeah. I'm aware of that. I'm like Kanye is rapped about Mos Def and being with him in the studio. Don't get it twisted. I know. This isn't the first time I've heard of Mos Def. I've always heard of.
And guys, if you ain't heard of Mos Def, I don't want to hear you talk about hip hop.
I've heard of Mos Def.
Yeah.
But for me, there's a difference. Like you can, as I mentioned, you can be a pioneer and not a legend. You can be.
I get what you mean. And I think
you can have impact. You can, like for example, Pop Smoke had impact. In terms of the drill scene.
Iconic, yeah.
Yeah, and he
wasn't here long enough.
But to me, it's like...
Yeah. And that's why I wish you just to end on